So in last video lecture we studied about the rapids and filter. In this video lecture we'll be studying a numerical on rapids and filtration, a very important numerical as far as your exams are concerned. So let us just start with it. What is given is that a city has population of 1 lakh with average rate of demand of 160 LPCD, that is liters per capita demand. The rate of filtration of your rapids and filter is 4500 liters per hour per square meter of the area of the filter. So only these two things are given, or rather three things are given. That is, the population is 1 lakh, the average rate of demand is 160 LPCD, and the rate of filtration is 4500. Rest everything you have to uh, not assume, but rather as and how you solve, you will come to know what you have to take. So first step is to determine the size and number of rapids and filters that are required. So only one rapids and filter won't be required when the population is huge and the supplied water has to be more. Than that time more number of rapids and filters are required. So first let us calculate how much water exactly is required to be filtered. We have been given the population to be 1 lakh, correct? So average discharge has to be 1 lakh into 160, right? This 160 is LPCD. So 1 lakh is the population, 160 if you multiply you will get 16 into 10 raised to 6 liters per day, that is equal to 16 million liters per day, correct? Now this is the average daily demand, right? This is 16 million liters per day. This is the average daily demand. You know that we do not design for average daily demand, we design it for maximum daily demand. So maximum daily demand is 1.8 times your average daily demand. So total demand is 28.8 million liters per day. So 28.8 million liters per day is the filtered water that is required to be supplied. Now since this is a rapid sand filter, and in the rapid sand filter you know that there is something called as backwashing. So for backwashing we use filtered water itself. So assume that 4% of that filtered water is used for backwashing. Then what to do? If 4% is used but our requirement is 28.8 milliliters per day, so this requirement has to be satisfied, or this requirement has to be sufficed by anyhow. You use 4% or you use 10%, it doesn't matter. But even after using that water for backwashing, at the end I should get 28.8 milliliters per day. So actually how much water should be filtered after that backwashing and all is concerned? So let x be that backwashing, which is let x be the total filtered water that is there in the rapid sand filter, minus 4% of x. This should give you 28.8. So if you solve this equation, you get x is equal to 30 million liters per day. So total filtered water that should come through your rapid sand filter is 30 million liters per day, because after backwashing of 4% you will get 28.8 million liters per day, right? Now this backwashing needs some time. In the entire day of 24 hours, this backwashing needs some time, and during that backwashing time your filter is not in use. That is, your rapid sand filter is not producing any filtered water. So you cannot say that this 30 million liters per day is produced in your rapid sand filters. No. If half an hour of is lost in backwashing every day, the filter is operating only for 23.5 hours. So discharge per hour should be 30 divided by 23.5. That will give you 1.2766 million liters per hour. I hope you understood this point, that this 30 million liters per day means what? Per day means we are assuming that our filter is operating all 24 hours. But it is not like that. Our filter is not operating for the entire 24 hours, but half an hour is lost for backwashing. So this 30 milliliters per day is not a correct figure. This has to be divided by not approximate, this has to be divided by appropriate time for which your rapid sand filter is in working condition. So 30 divided by 23.5 is 1.2766 million liters per hour, and that is this much liters into 10⁶ liters per hour. Now what can we find once we got the discharge, that is liters per hour? Okay, the discharge through your rapid sand filter. We have some other data, that is 4500 liters per hour per square meter. This unit you see, liters per hour per square meter. If I divide this value by this value, I am going to get my answer in square meter, which is nothing but the area of rapid sand filter. So the total area of filter required is 1.2766 into 10⁶ divided by 4500. This is in liters per hour, this is in liters per hour per square meter. So the answer that you get is 283.6889 meters square or square meter, whatever. Now we have one more formula which gave us the number of rapid sand filters that are there or that are required, and it is an empirical formula which is 1.22 root of Q, where Q is the discharge in million liters per day. So here you will take this discharge 30 mld. Okay, so it is 1.22 in root Q, which will give you 6.68, which is approximately equal to 7 numbers. So total rapid sand filters required for this population and for this filtration of 30 million liters per day is how much? 7 numbers, right? Now the total area of filter we had got is 283.6889 meters square. So per filter, how much area is there? It is 283.6889 divided by 7, which is equal to 40.5269 meters square. Let us assume the dimension width and length. So assuming length equal to 1.5 times width, so length into width is equal to this 40.5269. so what can we substitute here? 1.5 times width into width is equal to 40.5269. so you get width as 5.2 meters and length as 7.8 meters when you solve it properly. Okay, yeah. The next step is design of under drainage system. The design of under drainage system is again a very important part of your rapid sand filters. Assume total area of perforation as 0.2% of filter area. Now this has been covered in the theory of your rapid sand filters, which is the previous video lecture. So area of perforation, total area of perforation is 0.2% of the total filter area. Filter area of now understand that we are designing the under drainage system for one filter. Okay, and that same under drainage system of one filter will be applied for other filters as well, for the other 6 units. So we are only designing for one unit. Now the area of one unit is how much? Its width into length, right? 5.2 into 7.8, and 0.2% of this is 0.08112 meters square. So this is the total area of perforations that is required in your under drainage system. Assume area of each lateral to be 2 times the area of perforation. Again, this is covered in your rapid sand filter theory. So area of laterals is twice the area of perforation, which is equal to 0.16224 meters square. Then area of manifold is 2 times area of laterals. So area of manifold is how much? 2 into 0.16224, which is equal to 0.32448 meters square. Now our central manifold is at the center, right, and adjacent are the laterals. and on these laterals we have some perforations, right? So through these perforations the water is going to go in the laterals, and from the laterals the water is going to go in this central manifold. So we need to find the diameter of the central manifold, which is just equating the area of a circle to this area that we have got. So you get the diameter to be 0.642, we'll just round it up to 0.65 meters. So 650 mm is the diameter of your central manifold which is required. In the plan, if you see, in the plan of your rapid send filter, this is the central manifold, these are the laterals. Okay, let us say that laterals are spaced at 15 centimeters center to center. So 15 to 30 centimeter is the limit that we have covered in the theory. Therefore, number of laterals, how many laterals on one side can we provide? Since we are assuming the spacing between two laterals to be 15 centimeters or 0.15 meters, and the total length of your filter is 7.8 meters. So 7.8 into 100, converting this into centimeter, divide by 15, you get 52 numbers on one side. So 52 numbers of laterals only on one side, right? On the other side again, so you have to double it. 52 into 2 is 104, total 104 laterals on both the sides together. Now we have the total area of laterals with us, which was equal to which is equal to 0.16244 meters square, right? So this total area of laterals is with us, and now we have got total number of laterals with us. So 104 into pi by 4 into its diameter square, diameter of lateral I am denoting as phi L. So pi by 4 into phi L square into 104, this should be equal to this much area, the total area of lateral which is required. So from here you get the diameter of laterals that is required, and it comes out to be 4.5 centimeters. So this each lateral has to be of 4.5 centimeter or 45 mm. Okay. Once we got the diameter of laterals, we can now come to we can now find the diameter of perforations. But before that, we'll just check for the laterals. The length of the lateral divided by the diameter of the lateral, this should be less than 60. This ratio is also covered in our theory, and this is a check that we need to do. So length of the lateral is okay. We did not calculate the length of the lateral, right? If the width of the rapid sand filter is 5.2 and the central manifold is of 0.65 meters, so 5.2 minus 0.65 is the length of the lateral, correct? That divided by 2 you will get the length of the lateral on one side, which is equal to 2.275 meters. Okay, and we need to use this length, okay, only on the one side length, not the both the sides length. So 2.275 meters is the length of the lateral, multiplied by 100 to convert it into centimeters, divided by the diameter of lateral is 4.5. This ratio comes out to be 50.55, which is less than 60, hence it is okay. Now area of perforation is, we have this relation, right, that area of laterals is 2 times area of perforations. So from this relation I can say that area of perforation is area of laterals divided by 2. So here I am calculating the total area of laterals, which is 104 into 104 is the number of laterals into pi by 4 into the diameter of the lateral that we just provided divided by 2. So this is the new area of perforations which we need to provide. Assuming the diameter of perforation to be 13 mm, the range or the limit is 6 to 13 mm, also covered in the theory before. Total number of perforations is this area. Now this total number is like n into pi by 4 into 1.3 square. This is 13 mm, which is 1.3 centimeter square, is equal to 827.024. So we are finding the total number of perforations on each lateral. The total number of perforation on all the laterals. So 623.07, we can round it up to like 624 also. But number of perforation on one lateral is, these are the total number of perforations on all the laterals, that is all 104 laterals. So how many perforations on one lateral? 623.07 divided by 104, you get 5.99, which is equal to 6 number. So every lateral will have 6 numbers of perforations on it for the water to come, hence providing 0.65 meters of dia and 7.8 meters long central manifold, 4.5 centimeter dia and 2.275 meter long 104 numbers of laterals, and 1.3 centimeter dia 6 numbers of perforation on each lateral. One more check that we need to do is the limiting velocity through manifold, which is equal to 1 meters per second. This should be less than 1.8 to 2.4 meters per second. Means we are assuming that the limiting velocity to be 1.8 to be 1 meters per second. The discharge that is permitted through the manifold is area into velocity, right? Discharge Q is equal to A into V. So how much discharge will come through the manifold? It is pi by 4 into 0.65 square, area into velocity is 1. This is the backwashing discharge, and it is equal to 0.332 meter cube per second, which is equal to 0.332 into 60 into 1000 liters per. Now this will give you liters per minute. We have our limit, which is equal to, now this comes out to be 19909.84 liters per minute. There is a limit that we need to check, that per square meter of a filter it should be around 200 to 600. So rate of backwashing is 19909.84 divided by the area of your filter, which is 5.2 into 7.8, which comes out to be 490.874 liters per minute per square meter. Now the reason that I converted this into liters per minute is just to compare with this value of 200 to 600, because we need to check that whether what we are providing, this 1 meters per second of velocity through our manifold, is it okay, or is it too high, or is it too low, right? So this 490 value is almost in this, is actually in this range, and this 1 meters per second of velocity that we assumed here is correct. Design of your wash water trough. Now this is again the part which is there in the backwashing purpose. Assume spacing of trough to be 1.5 meters. The generally it is 1.5 to 2 meters. Number of troughs in the width of 5.2 meter, because the width of our rapid sand filter is 5.2 meters, right? So 5.2 divided by 1.5 is 3.446, which comes out to be 4 numbers. Discharge through each trough is 0.332 divided by 4, which is equal to 0.083 meter cube per second. Now this 0.332 meter cube per second comes from this point where we calculated the discharge through the manifold. Obviously, since the water in the wash water trough comes through your under drainage system, therefore whatever discharge is there in your under drainage system, same discharge will come above as well, right? So the discharge through each trough is 0.332 divided by 4, which is equal to 0.083 meter cube per second. Considering the trough with V bottom, the discharge through a V bottom, I had given this formula in my theory lecture. So it is 1.376 into B into Y raised to 3 by 2, where B is the width of the trough and Y is the height of the trough. Assuming that your width and height are equal, that is B is equal to Y. So you can find the height of the trough here. So the height of the trough comes out to be 0.33 meters or 0.3252, which is equivalent to 0.33 meters. So 33 centimeter is the height of the trough that is required. Assuming a free bore of 5 centimeters, the total depth of trough is 33 plus 5, which is equal to 38 centimeters, right? So the width is 33 centimeters. The height, let us say that this much is 33 centimeters. You have to keep a freeboard of 5 centimeters here. Okay, so the height is 38 centimeters, but the width is 33 centimeters, and it is spaced at, since we are providing 4 number of troughs, 33 centimeter by 38 centimeter at the rate of 1.3 meters center to center. In the beginning we had used the spacing to be 1.5 meters, but here we can actually calculate the spacing, that is 5.2 meters is the width of your rapid sand filter divided by the total number of troughs, so it comes out to be 1.3, right? So this is all about your design of rapid sand filters. In 3 steps we have designed it, and there are a lot of assumptions that have to be taken, but those assumptions have to be into the limits of what is taught in the theory, and it should not go to any value. In the next video lecture, we'll be learning about the disinfection part of environmental studies and water supply engineering.